If you are new to this channel and enjoy the content that you see, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to be alerted and notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto this channel, along with following me on these social media platforms to stay connected with me at all times. Also, feel free to check out all of your favorite videos and playlists located down in the description box below. Thank you so much for your continued support. Now let's begin. What's up, Dragon Ball fans? The following video you are about to watch is going to be a debate between Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black versus Lightspeed Dyspo from the Tournament of Power, courtesy of Emish's Live and Sin Killmonger over on my server. I hope you guys sit back and enjoy. If you guys have any constructive criticism, thoughts, and or opinions on this debate, go on ahead and post your comments down in the comment section below. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button, and without wasting any more time, let's go on ahead and begin.
Well, like I said earlier, like with when you're talking like fictional characters and everything, you kind of have to look at feats. And I mean, when you look at Goku Black's feats, it's like Danny said earlier, Vegeta Blue was just decimating him there at the end, so he had to fuse or pull out the scythe, and then later he fused with Zamasu. But then when you look at like Frieza, she's at least somewhat close to like base Blue.
You said she.
Who cares? It's Frieza.
You know what?
Frieza. It doesn't matter.
Frieza's a non-gender. Anyways, so he's at least near Goku's, like Goku Super Saiyan Blue base, if probably even stronger. If I'm being honest, I'm really downplaying him, but still.
Lightspeed Dyspo?
No, Frieza, Golden Frieza in the Tournament of Power is at least as strong as Goku Blue base, probably stronger if I'm being honest. And then you have Gohan. Lightspeed Dyspo was taking on both of them, which led to Gohan having the Suicide Dyspo. And I mean, so when you look at those, how Goku Black was struggling with Vegeta Blue, where Dyspo was taking on Gohan and Frieza in the Tournament of Power, that's what makes me think that Lightspeed Dyspo would take on Goku Black easily, because Goku Black isn't immortal like Zamasu.
So it's like, all I'm hearing, I guess it's a plausible feat. Like, all I'm really hearing is that, well, Dyspo's faster than this guy, so that means he wins.
Well, no.
Like, essentially, that's what's being said. Like, he's faster, therefore he wins. If I were to filter out what you're saying, it's like, well, yeah, he fought Gohan and Frieza. I mean, didn't do much to them, like, actually. And then it's just like, you're basically saying that, yeah, he's faster than Goku Black, which means that, Dyspo wins.
Well, it's a fair point, but, like, it's kind of hard to measure how Dyspo is to Goku Black.
Well, why?
Because for one, there's like a 4-year difference between those events happening. 3-year. I'm not all too familiar with that, but like, I mean, it just a lot happens between the Zamasu arc to the tournament near the end of the Tournament of Power arc, and it's just really hard to measure their power levels together because they're going up against two different kinds of like Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza. So I mean,
let me ask you this then. I don't mean to cut you off, but let me ask you this.
Okay.
How much faster do you possibly think that, Lightspeed Dyspo got? How much faster? Like, just generally speaking.
I
mean, let's just say because base Frieza was just keeping up with him, no problem.
Yeah.
In addition to the fact that, like, he did 0 damage to him. And I mean 0, like, he literally just brushed it off. So, I mean, and these are levels of attack that put hit on his knees before he had to adapt to that. So, yeah, I mean, like, this man can't even harm base Frieza. So that's what I'm asking you. Like, if speed is what he was relying on to damage hit, which didn't work later on, and if speed is what he's relying on to at least do something, or at least push back Golden Frieza, because it wasn't damaging him either, in my opinion, at least. If to push him back, then I don't just see how just based on speed he could win alone. Just based on speed, if he can't damage Goku Black either, who would be, I mean, generally, I mean, I guess I could wank fucking, I mean, it's not even a wank, it's legit, like, Dyspo's not that powerful, and that's been showcased. So it's like, after they locked him in that cage, Gohan was fucking just beating the shit out of this motherfucker. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, just, what I'm hearing is that he's just faster than this guy, which means that he wins.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well, then again, I mean, fight really carefully. I would personally agree with you that strength-wise, Goku, like, Rose is superior to Lightspeed Dyspo, but Lightspeed Dyspo is much superior in speed to Rose. So I mean, I guess it would really just kind of come down to. Then again, okay, so No, I would probably say that Goku Black would probably beat Lightspeed Dyspo.
All right,
Because
so
he
that's
probably,
happened.
for the simple fact that like he could probably do something like Gohan did to Obuni, because like I think that's his name, because the guy that could like scatter his energy everywhere. Gohan couldn't read his movement, so he had to sit there and take a really hard punch from him and then catch his arm so he could beat him. So I would assume Goku Rose would eventually do the same thing.
I mean, no, he can't say that because one, the fact of the matter is Dispo's doing that through raw speed. What fucking Obuni did was basically create key feints, which is basically create, basically spread out his keys so it can basically disorient his opponent. The difference here is that Dispo's doing that physically, so Gohan wouldn't be able to find the opening to that technique. As we both know that Gohan and Frieza couldn't keep up with Lightspeed Dispo at all, and Dispo's blitzing all of their fucking attack. And the moment Image said that Black couldn't be hurt by Dyspo, you could have just capitalized on the fact that one, Super Saiyan Blue Goku in episode 66 overpowered Murasamasu, or episode 65, whatever, right, with the Kamehameha wave. He proved that through feats that at that point in time he was stronger than Murasamasu pre-Light of Justice, or with the Halo, whatever you're going to say, right? And then a stronger Super Saiyan Blue Goku in episode 72 during the rematch clearly hit with a blank, straight up, full power Kamehameha wave. Hit comes out with no damage whatsoever. The dude's taking a nap without a scratch on him right after that. Clearly showcasing the fact that his durability allowed him to completely tank a full power Kamehameha wave from Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Post Black Arc, post already being stronger than Rose Black. Dyspo comes in the TOP and completely bodies and bullets around this same hit that tanked that level of power from Goku. If you just use that scaling, then you could argue that Dyspo, just by beating around hit and clearly putting damage on him, that he'll be able to do the same thing to Rose Black, who has lesser feats and hasn't shown the same durability that Hit did. So if you do that, and then you apply the fact that the live speed boost, which you could have wanked to a Super Saiyan Blue level increase, based off of the fact that base Frieza was keeping up with them, yet with the light speed mode, he was dancing around Golden Frieza, and Golden Frieza has already been established to be a blue level multiplier, if not greater. If you would have just did that, then you would say that Dyspo would be Blaze Black's or Rose Black speed times a Super Saiyan Blue on top of that. Black would have no fucking way to actually attack Dyspo whatsoever, or even tag him, and there would be no way for him to even touch Dyspo. Dyspo would go around blitzing him and beating the shit out of him, basically until he died. It would be that simple.
Question: why are you so hostile?
I'm itching to do it.
Honestly, I have to give props.
You too, but damn, Sin, like you talking to him like he stole something.
Fucking wanker, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's for the sake of the argument. You can do that.
Yeah, because we don't know.
Dyspo only bodying Hit because of his speed.
Okay, one, you have to prove that Black would even be able to touch Lightspeed Dyspo, because you know that Golden Frieza can only do that by basically confining him to a limited space. That's the only reason why Gohan was able to even put in work. That's one. Two, Dyspo was taken out by Gohan, but Gohan is far stronger than Black ever hoped to be.
I mean, well, Goku Black could confine him by doing those clones like he did with Goku and Vegeta. He could do that.
Dyspo would body those clones and then get straight to Black. His speed would allow him to basically blitz all of them before they could regenerate and just take out the main Black. Think about it. Goku and Vegeta were not really expecting clones, obviously, and they were just basically standing around, diddly-daddling, just blasting, punching who they could here and there. They would just regenerate smoke. This one, on the other hand, could just run on with the speed, get to the actual Black, put in work on him, get him away from the rift, and the rift will close.
Well, you also have to try and think about this. I mean, well, then again, I guess in this case, you could also say, would Dyspo have the Pride Troopers with him? But if Dyspo was to fight Goku or Rose, would Rose have Zamasu with him?
I mean, no, he wouldn't, because it's a one-on-one battle.
The whole debate is about just Rose versus Dyspo.
Well, I understand that, but
I'm just kind of curious. When did this debate start?
Just
I
now.
think Alex suggested it, right?
Yes.
Thanks.
But yeah, so with all of that being said, you could have easily proved that Dispo's attack potency would definitely allow him to do a lot of damage to Black. You would prove that his speed would be far greater than Black's would ever hope to be, even due to the fact that Hit couldn't react to Dispo at all, but he could clearly react to Blue Goku. And Blue Goku is at least equivalent to Black, if not greater. So Dispo had a speed advantage. You could have easily that Dispo's attack potency would work on Black. And then all in all, if you combine both of those factors, then Black doesn't really have a way to win. Dispo, yeah, we already know he's a cocky bastard. And we know that his attacks are linear, which they are easy to predict, which is stated by Frieza and Goku. Both of them, right? The problem is, it doesn't matter how linear Dispo's attacks are. If you can't react to them, you can't stop them. Just ask Hit. Hit knew what Dispo was doing, but that didn't stop Dispo from thwarting his time skip over and over again. That didn't stop Dispo from blitzing Gohan, Frieza, and Gohan, who are both would have much greater reaction time than Black ever hoped to be. Simply based off of scaling and the fact that Super Saiyan Blue Goku, by the end of the Black arc, was stronger than Rose Black, blatantly. So if you can debunk that, then that'll be fine. But other than that, it doesn't matter how cocky Dispo is. One, Dispo, his speed alone would be too much for Black to even handle or to even comprehend. So with that logic, Black's Dispo letting his guard down wouldn't even be a factor. Because Black wouldn't be able to react. Black would be fucking destroyed in like less than a few seconds or whatever, based off of Dispo's attack potency and his blistering speed advantage.
Basically, the only way to prove Dispo's power, see, because like Sin's main argument for Dispo was by comparing previous characters that Goku has fought to scale Dispo. He wasn't really scaling Dispo at all, right? So like we have like the main points about Dispo he was referencing was that Dispo was dancing around Golden Frieza and Ultimate Gohan. That's it. That was the main point. And then by comparing other characters, for example, mainly Goku and mainly Hit, and mainly Hit because Hit suffered damage from Dispo, who wasn't even using Lightspeed mode, right? So by comparing that, he used that to scale Dispo's level of power. But then references his speed at the end anyway by saying, well, Goku Black's reaction time would be too slow, and Dispo would just keep hitting him until he would die. And that's like only under the presumption that Goku Black wouldn't be able to figure out his linear movements anyway. So it's like, all right, well, like to translate it, like yeah, it was a good argument when you look at it, but when you translate basically what he's saying, it's still essentially the same thing, but it's kind of like what Anime Kid was saying, but minus like. But he actually provided some comparative arguments in terms of, okay, for example, Goku was able to solo MZ. And because of that, because Goku Black is a part of that fusion, that means automatically Goku fought Hit later on, and Hit suffered no damage. Basically, he's wanking the scan that Hit is, laying down sleeping. He has no damage marks, and that's to where Goku does. Whatever, fine. Then he's basically implying that Hit was taking a nap, as if he wasn't defeated, neither was Goku. Like, they were both, it was a draw, right? Okay, fine.
They were tired, but Hit didn't really have any.
Did they both lose, though? Come on, Sin. They both lost.
They both were tired, exhausted. Goku knocked out Hit, and Goku's out of energy. They both
we've seen Goku get back up before through worse, yes?
Yeah, but
cough,
guess what?
cough.
Okay, so we know he'd be able to. Dude.
Yeah, cough. Hit could too. They both took a nap.
Exactly. They both took a nap, so it was a draw.
Yeah, but guess what? That still doesn't debunk anything. Goku's Kamehameha Wave did nothing.
Dude, they both went to sleep, my man.
Yeah, they both went to sleep.
Okay, yeah.
Guess what? The fact of the matter is, Hit had no scratches. He had no visible damage.
Dude, did they both concede themselves? Yes or no, man? Come on.
Did they both concede themselves? Yes, they did.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the fight.
Hell no.
Come on,
yeah,
listen, I'm not debating you, dude. I'm just translating what you're saying. Like, because most of the people here don't have they hear what you said. They're like, damn, Sin is my God, like, you know, but I'm like, yeah, it was a good argument. But let's say, for example, like, okay, I'm just translating it, all right? And it's not, I'm not trying to make you look bad. I'm just translating what's being said, right? So, okay, like I was saying before, let's just get past the whole Hit and Goku fight, right? They both conceded themselves. They both lost the fight, even though we've seen Goku be able to get back up. Hit was able to get back up in the tournament as well, and he went as far as to adapt to Dyspo's attacks as well, and that's why Kunshi was thrown into the mix. Yes, right? So, okay, so it's not really, oh, it's a matter of Dyspo damaging Hit when Hit was able to fight Goku, but guess what? When Hit fought Goku, he was able to use time skip. He wasn't able to use time skip with Dyspo, so that's why he sustained massive damage. Now, I'm not discrediting Dyspo's level of attack power in that skirmish, but what I am saying is that Hit eventually adapted to that level of to those attacks. In fact, the actual fight states that he asked him, "Can you move like that in concession?" That he finds out that he can't, and that's when the statement is made that, look, Topo notices that Hit is adapting to his attacks. He's avoiding vital spots, and that's why eventually Hit was able to body Dyspo with the same technique that he used that he could not use in the beginning of the fight. So that's why at that point, technically, because even though Goku and both Hit defeated each other, I'm not going to say it's irrelevant. It's a good point, but it doesn't have much to do. Now, then when we talk about Goku Black being a part of MZ, and because Goku bodied MZ, that means that by default, because Goku bodied Hit, a stronger Hit and a stronger Goku, if Goku could do that to MZ prior when he was weaker, what the fuck do you think Dyspo would do to fucking Goku Black, right? That's the whole presumption here. Still hasn't really scaled Dyspo at all. He's scaling characters in fights that we've seen previously during the Goku Black arc, if not right after that, to say why Dyspo would body Goku Black. All right, so that's that. So now when we talk about Murzumasu, Goku going, let's say he was 100% of his power when he fought MZ. Then he pushed himself to 150%. That doesn't mean he was 150% every single time. He was never at that level of power anyway. He used the Kamehameha, he couldn't use his arms anymore. After that, he used the Kaioken, he kicks Murzumasu to the floor, Goku was done. That's the end of that. After that, Goku didn't have much of a chance fighting Murzumasu after he mutated, because that's what happens right after that. After the Ring of Light got destroyed, that's what happens right after that. They had to fuse. Goku acknowledged, he said, the only way we can beat him is by fusing. So trying to scale Goku at that point in time doesn't really matter anymore, only because Goku surpassed his limitations at that point in time. That's it. He was never on that level of power after that fight all of the time. Now we go back. Now we look at the tournament of power. We look at the tournament of power. We'll see Base Frieza fighting Dyspo. All right? When in that fight, Frieza just tells him naturally, right? He just tells him naturally. Listen, Super Speed Warrior Dyspo-san, Goku already told you, your movements are too linear and easy to read. The reason Base Frieza is able to keep up with Dyspo, even if he, let's just say theoretically, I concede to the fact that Base Frieza is slower than Dyspo. He literally says your movements are easy to read. That's what allows Frieza to keep up with Dyspo. So Dyspo's speed is irrelevant, and Dyspo being in light speed mode is also relevant if your main point was only Dyspo being able to dance around Gohan and Golden Frieza. Nothing implies that Frieza had to go into his golden form to beat Dyspo in terms of power. And another thing that I think Sin knows this, but most of you guys don't, is that when someone gets stronger, i.e. a transformation, they simultaneously get exponentially faster as well. So ultimately, nothing really implies that Frieza really needed his golden form. Same thing for Ultimate Gohan. If anything, we can argue that they needed it in an effort to at least try to keep up with his attacks, if not then sustaining massive damage if they were caught off guard technically, because even then, Dyspo in his light speed mode ends up, quote unquote, like Sin says, dancing around Golden Frieza and Ultimate Gohan, and all he does is push Golden Frieza back, and then Gohan jumps into the fight, and then he's dancing on them, and then eventually he gets locked into a cage with Ultimate Gohan, and then the power difference is clearly visible. So if anything, the only thing we can argue for Dyspo isn't raw power in and of itself. It's just his speed and him being faster. So it's like, I'm not saying like, oh, Sin's points were, no, they were great, fucking crazy ass points. And yeah, most people would concede to them. But generally, like I said, when I'm translating it as Dyspo is so fast that if hit by default, and that's his main point, if hit by default, who is stronger than when he fought Goku in their rematch, was able to sustain that much amount of damage that forced Hit to adapt to those kinds of attacks, even though he admits that he can't do them in concession, right? Which is why we can assume that's why he was able to adapt to them, because his movements were linear, and then Goku says the same thing. And then it's just like, okay, but then now the only argument would be, if anything, to counter my own argument, I would say, okay, well, Goku had to go blue to stop his punch, right? If anything, I would say, yeah, that's probably the most viable argument. But in and of itself, then we see Base Frieza just casually blocking his punches and kicks, even while using his speed. So like I said, Dyspo's main feat is his speed. And like I said, all of the stuff I've indicated, nothing really fucking dictates how strong Dyspo is in and of itself outside of his speed. The faster he is, yeah, the stronger you are. And I totally understand the notion of, well, if he was able to put down hit, that's a big deal. Literally, they show hit, twitch his finger, Dyspo reacts to it, and hit goes down. And then he says it's like he's using timescape on him, which insinuates that hit has no idea what the fuck is going on, which explains why he's sustaining even more damage. But then Emish, what the fuck do you think will happen to Goku Black? The difference between Goku Black and Hit is that in that instance, even if fucking Hit was caught off guard and took that much damage, Goku Black has been shown to just grow from that. I'm not saying he can grow faster than Hit. I don't think he can. I personally don't. I'm not going to debate that. I'm not going to debate if he can grow faster than Hit. But what I will say is that mainly the argument here is that he's just fast as fuck. And in light speed mode, he's faster than what he was before. And even if you could read his movements, he's so fast, it doesn't matter. Even if you could read his movements, he's still so fast that you can't keep up with it. At that point, he's gotten so fast that you can't keep up with it. So if that's the argument, then yeah, sure. But nothing else, in my opinion, in terms of what's been said about Dyspo's level of power is completely irrelevant to Dyspo's power by default. Just by comparing the other fighters that we've seen that had nothing to do with Dyspo previously anyway, outside of the Dyspo versus Hit fight.
Guess what?
That's all I'm saying.
That was a good elaboration. You know, that was a good construction or deconstruction, whether I would say.
Same when it gets scans.
Nah,
you seem really fired up about this.
No, it's not fired up. Me and him do this all the time.
Yeah, I don't need to get scans.
You seem a bit aggressive.
Sorry, I just haven't seen it before, I guess.
So, anyways, that was a good elaboration. You know, yeah, that was great deconstruction of what I said. Basically, Dyspo speed will beat the shit out of Black, and the attack potency argument basically revolves around Hit once again. And you said the difference between Goku Black and Hit is basically the fact that Black grows from getting his ass beat, whereas Hit doesn't, but instead he adapts to the point where he doesn't get his ass beat anymore. Whereas Goku instead, or Black, he would just keep getting his ass beat, but he'll keep getting stronger from it. Okay, well, first of all, I want to touch up on your point with Base Frieza keeping up with speed. You say, yeah, we all get that Base Frieza already said that just like Goku said, his attacks are too linear. However, Dyspo literally said that you could keep up with my speed, and this is confirmed by the fact that they were all dancing around all over the place, using the reused animation from 17 versus that little not Pride Trooper, but little Universe 2 girl or whatever her name was. Used the same animation, and Base Frieza and Dyspo are going at it. Dyspo says you can keep up with my speed, right? Clearly insinuating the fact that Base Frieza has the same movement speed regardless. Not only being able to read Dyspo's movements, but also blatantly keep up with it. Yet Base Frieza goes golden, and we know that golden is a blue level multiplier, if not greater. Agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Okay, agreed. So if Base Frieza to Golden Frieza is a blue level, if not higher multiplier, and then Dyspo goes light speed mode and completely dances around, like I keep saying, dancing around and blitzing Gohan and Frieza, both of them, to the point where they have to make a cage in order to confine them. Otherwise, they could never touch him at all. Meaning that his linear movements didn't apply at that moment because his speed was blatantly just too fast.
That's what I said.
Meaning that's not a weakness. That's not a weakness that Black could easily exploit. So basically, yeah, like what Image said, my argument would be that Dyspo is like blue level or millions of billions of times faster than Black, to the point where Black couldn't be able to react to anything at all. And also its attack potency, even if you disregard anything with Hit, I can still use the cage match because Gohan wasn't just easily overpowering Dyspo. Gohan, a person who's already stated to rival Super Saiyan Blue Goku at the current point or at the beginning of the TOP in terms of power, was also getting hurt by Dyspo's attacks, even out inside the cage, let alone outside of the cage where his speed would be amplified and he'd have more attack potency because attack potency is based off of your speed and your power combined. That applies in real life too. You know, the faster your fist goes, of course, the harder it hits, right? So if Dyspo's speed is not compromised, he'd obviously hit harder than what he was inside of the cage, and inside of the cage, he was still able to damage Gohan. A blue level character. A blue level character that I can easily argue is above Rose Black. meaning that Dyspo's attack potency just being blue level by itself would allow him to damage black as well. And that, coupled with his blistering speed, is why he will ultimately beat the shit out of him.
Yo, you know Gohan saved Frieza, right, from getting eliminated by Dyspo in Lightspeed mode.
Yeah, okay, I forgot to bring up Frieza too. Thank you very much. Even though you could argue, oh, Frieza was just playing around, he didn't need to go Golden Frieza or whatever. One, he went Golden Frieza, he went Golden in order to basically body Dyspo, because Dyspo, after he's basically said, you keep up my speed, he literally said, you've only begun to see my speed, and then everybody was like, is Dyspo getting faster? So basically, Dyspo got faster during the fight with Frieza. It started bullying him around. Then Frieza went Golden form to basically outclass and outspeed Dyspo. And then Dyspo goes light speed mode and conversely beats the shit out of Frieza. To the point where Frieza is almost eliminated. A blue level character that's above fucking black. Way above black.
Alright, so how do you explain so Lightspeed Dyspo is faster than basically that. Like I said, that's the argument. He was dancing around. He's dancing around both Ultimate Gohan and Frieza, and that's why they had to put him in the cage.
Disregarded attack potency.
Right? I mean, but that's still a main argument. His attack potency is derived from his speed, yes? That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah. Well, shit.
Like,
I brought up the cage too.
I know. I didn't mention the cage. I just mentioned that. Yeah, I said that. That's what you're saying. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like, Ultimate Gohan was technically fast enough to stop Lightspeed Dyspo from eliminating Golden Frieza, right?
That's irrelevant.
How is that irrelevant?
You know why?
It was a linear movement. It was a linear movement.
Yeah, Dyspo was okay. Yes, we get the fact that Gohan was able to come in and attack Dyspo.
Right.
That doesn't mean that Dyspo in direct combat wouldn't be too fast for Gohan or Golden Frieza, because he clearly was.
I'm saying
so
what
all
I'm
Gohan
saying.
did
Right.
was see
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is that, like we mentioned before, about even if you could read his movements, the idea is that he's so fast that even if you could technically read his movements, you're just not fast enough to react to them, right? Point is, react, stop, whatever. I mean, well, so that's that, right? So the idea is that Ultimate Gohan being able to save Frieza just in itself. I'm pretty sure Gohan was his ultimate form. I don't remember.
He was.
That's when they have. That's when they have the conversation. Right. So now, okay. So him being able to just proves that he still moves in linear fashion, right? And once again, the reason I'm disregarding the attack points is because there's nothing really indicating that Gohan needed these levels of power. Golden Frieza needed these levels of power. It's not about defeating the enemy. Like Golden Frieza goes golden against Dyspo, right? He's already handling him in his base. Dyspo goes light speed. Golden Frieza turns golden. Golden Frieza starts getting
that Gohan was going for power.
Golden, and then Golden Frieza was basically getting danced on, and then he got pushed into the corner. That's all that happened. Like so you keep saying disregarding attack potency. Well, yeah, because the show does it for him. It's not me disregarding his attack potency.
It's already been established that Gohan was at full power the entire time. It wasn't that he was suppressing himself or that he didn't need these levels of power, because he clearly did. When he went from Topo and then he went to go fight Dyspo, Dyspo still able to damage him even in his ultimate form. So yes, he did need that level of power in order to compensate for the fact that, that power and speed. Because obviously, without that,
that's what I said in my previous argument. Well, I said speed. I just said speed generally.
Okay, and also we know that Dyspo is still able to fucking trash hit. Who, even though you say wasn't really aware of what was going on because he was trying to do the time skip, he clearly knew after like a few times getting hit that Dyspo was basically but hearing his muscles twitch. And right after that, on impulse, Dyspo would blitz at thousands of times his normal speed and basically body hit. Hit knew what was coming. He just couldn't stop it. Black could literally do the same thing. He could twitch his muscles. Dyspo would come in and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, the same way. Who's yawning?
Sorry, my bad.
I don't know. And
Yeah,
even if you play the whole what?
I said it's kind of like how Black let Goku beat his ass.
Well, he just let him beat his ass because he.
Well, he wasn't at full power when he fought Goku either. Right?
Okay,
Gohan was at full power
then-
when he fought Goku. Gohan was at full power when he fought Goku. At Super Saiyan 2. So it's like, yeah, we know characters can say they're at full power. Jiren said the same thing.
Okay, but then that was debunked by the fact that Gohan literally says, "Let me show you my full strength, my full power." Later on in that fight against Blue Goku, clearly meaning that he had a high level of power within him. But
I'm saying yes, I know that. What I'm saying is the point is that like you reference, Gohan clearly says he's at full power, right? And then it's like, yeah, dude, we know characters power up to their maximum. Like Dyspo, once again, the idea is that comparing previous characters that have been showcased throughout the show, right? Who have fought Goku and who have fought Hit, and then that one fight that Dyspo has with Hit, it's like, yeah, because Hit is on this level, that means that Dyspo was able to damage him in his base without using light speed mode. That means he stomps black. That's not how it works. Dyspo has no direct. He doesn't have that many direct feats, to be honest. That's why we have to scale. We have to theoretically say, okay, Dyspo's level attack power must be like this. Like we keep saying, he's damaging Golden Frieza and he's damaging Gohan, blah blah blah. Who is a blue level character, and because we know Golden Frieza is a blue, it's a multiplier that equals Super Saiyan Blue based on Revival of F, obviously, right? That's the notion. But that means that, and if Dyspo was at least able to land hits on them and push them back into a corner, that means they're taking massive damage. That means Goku Black won't be able to take those levels of attack. Still, and we're still hanging on the thread of, or the notion of Goku being able to temporarily surpass Zamasu, who just so happens to be a part of Goku Black, who Goku Black happens to be a part of. And because Goku Black was so far behind, comparing him to Super Lightspeed Dyspo now means that Dyspo would dance around so much that Goku Black he would just straight up die. It's a massive assumption, because Dyspo never, and just because Golden Frieza is at the level that he's at now, just because Golden Frieza is at the level that he's at right now, just because Gohan is at the level that he's at right now, does not insinuate that Dyspo would be able to 1, 2, 3, 4, or 10 shot Goku Black and then he would die. We know that's not how it works.
Yeah, nobody was saying that. What we're saying is that based off the fact that Dyspo is pushing these dudes into a corner, and the fact that Dyspo is clearly showing to damage all of these characters that are blue level and in fact a lot greater than fucking black, that means that Dyspo would be able to perform the same feats, but at a greater scale, basically.
No,
more damage. Yeah. Doesn't
Hmm?
matter if Dyspo can 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 5 shot, 1,000 shot, Dyspo, black or whatever. One, we know that Dyspo hasn't really showcased the ability to really get tired as he's fighting either. So you couldn't even use that argument too, or play stamina. That's another thing. And then
versus Hit.
When?
He got his ass whooped. He was down. That's it. My dude.
When he got
down.
his ass whooped, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
but that was only after he got his ass whooped.
Right, exactly.
Beforehand, he had no problems. He didn't have any problems until Hit evolved. And then he had problems.
No, Hit figured it out already. Yeah, Hit figured it out already. Yeah, it was already figured out by Hit. Hit had already figured that shit out. Like I said, if guys like Hit can figure, Hit's already smart. Goku can figure these things out. Goku Black can figure these things out, no problem. Simple as that.
Oh, by the way, we forget to mention the fact that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta in the Black arc was also able to put down Black and beat his ass. And not too many shots either. He was blatantly overpowering fucking Black. And you can argue, Black got stronger or whatever, but clearly we know, you and I both know, and we've discussed this a lot.
Well, I remember that. That's why I assumed you didn't bring that up and you started wanking the Goku argument. See, but now that, once that gets deconstructed, we have to bring up Vegeta, who could not overpower Zamasu when Goku did by himself. So it's
okay, feet support the fact that Goku's above Black in multiple ways. One, he overpowered Zamasu, who's already composed to Black. 2, Vegeta already bullied Black, and Goku has a better feat than him, and that he was able to perform the same feat that Vegeta and Trunks did combined, but by himself. That's another thing. You can say that Goku went 150% or whatever, but that's still irrelevant to the fact that Goku, we know that the Kamehameha wave already grants Kaioken levels of power, right?
The what?
Yeah, by default. So that same level of power would still be applied against Hit, and Hit clearly took less damage than Murasamasu ever did. Just visibly and basically based off appearance, you can already infer the fact that Hit took a lot less damage than Murasamasu did, because we already know that Murasamasu was breaking down right after that Kamehameha wave and then the kick to the face from Goku.
Well, yes, the Kamehameha wave and his own attack.
Yeah. So if that level of power is enough to break down Murasamasu, basically put him on his ass. And then Goku says, I've been training pretty hard all year, which is after the Black Arc. Goku's been training pretty hard, not just sitting on ass, not getting scratched by bullets yet, not being rusty, training pretty hard. And then Hit says you're way stronger than what you were in the martial arts tournament. And now I could just wank the fact that Hit at that current point in time was able to one-shot the blue out of Goku multiple times in that episode, which clearly consistently goes with the narrative that Hit at that time is also blue level, and a blue level that's greater than the blue level that was greater than black. So basically,
I deconstructed this already.
You deconstructed this already, but I didn't bring that up. I only brought up the Kamehameha wave part. And your deconstruction wasn't really that good either. You just said that Goku went 150%. That's irrelevant. Goku's arms were already broken. Or they weren't broken, but they were already messed up anyways. Because if you remember, Murasamasu grabbed Goku and Vegeta's arms and basically squealed with it.
I said that already.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You didn't bring that up. All
Dude,
you did
I said
was
his arms are wobbly. I said his arms are wobbly. No, I gave that example, and then I said that his arms are wobbly. And after that, he Kaioken's him, kicks him in the face, and breaks the Ring of Light. That's it. I mentioned that already. I even answered my own points, dude. I said, okay, and I even responded, but Emish, that's relevant because of this, and Emish, that's relevant because of that. But Emish, if you're saying this, then what about this? I already talked about Hit. I already talked about the whole Goku versus Murasamasu thing. I just mentioned now that's why you didn't bring up Vegeta, because you already wanked Goku being bodying pretty light of Justice Murasamasu, which is basically composed of a part of Goku Black, right? Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black at that. I already talked about that, right? And then I talked about the Ultimate Gohan and the Golden Frieza, and then your point of referencing how Dyspo is just quote unquote dancing around him, right? So when we talk about Dyspo, it's like, okay, he's dancing around these characters. When we talk about other characters, these are blue level characters and they're getting fucked up by each other, blah, blah, blah. That's my main point. That's what I'm saying. So like I said, when I did the deconstruction, once again, I said Dyspo wins because of how fast he is. And then and going into light speed mode, the argument is, okay, but Emish, if base free and that about the base Frieza argument, what I said was, even if I were to theoretically concede that base Frieza in general just wasn't fast enough to keep up with Dyspo, he later then says why he is, or why he's able to keep up with Dyspo. I never said Frieza wasn't fast enough, because Dyspo already admits to saying you can keep up with my speed. I said even if I wanted to concede to that, base Frieza already explains why he could. His moves are linear and easy to read. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. And as far as like Dyspo damaging Gohan and all this other shit, like first of all, right, Ultimate Gohan already stopped Dyspo, all right, without the cage and saved Golden Frieza. That's one. Two, in the cage, Dyspo's out here fucking blocking all-out punchers from Dyspo anyway. I mean, that's Gohan blocking punchers from Dyspo anyway, right? And then we keep referencing that he's pushing Golden Frieza into a corner, and he's about to eliminate Golden Frieza, so on and so forth. So the notion is that it's just ultimately comes down to is just level of growth. Dyspo gets faster. That's all that it is. So once again, we're still wanking Dyspo, or at least Hit. I think Hit is getting wanked a lot more, right? That Hit, and I already constructed the point of Hit having to adapt to these levels of attacks. One, he already admits and figures out that Dyspo cannot move in concession, right? And then he adapts to those attacks. And then he ultimately ends up bodying Dyspo anyway with the same attacks that he could not use prior. I mentioned that already too. So it's like, yeah, like when you say it's like, oh yeah, your deconstruction wasn't really that good. Like I touched up on all these points already, and I countered my own points as well in the conversation. So you saying, oh, for the sake of conversation, I would say the only argument, I said the best argument is the whole hit notion. But the problem with the hit notion is that you keep referencing blue level and all this other junk. Like, yeah, okay, dude, we know where they stand, right? So it's like, fine. The problem is that Dyspo in general, in that whole episode when he goes lightspeed mode, the only thing they showcase is him getting faster. The only thing they talk about is him getting faster, and that the only reason he's even a problem is because he's fast as fuck, right? And then I countered the argument that I made at the end of my conversation by saying, yeah, the only argument you have is that anybody would have if we were debating this or conversing about it against what I'm saying is that, well, at the end of the day, it's either the hit notion, because hit took attacks right out the gate. He's stronger than what he was when he fought Goku twice, right? He's stronger than arguably most of the characters in the Goku Black arc. And because he sustained that much damage from Dyspo and was forced to adapt, that means that Dyspo has this level of attack potency. Well, that's disproven later on anyway. Then I said, okay, the other best argument that we can use is the what was the next notion that I brought up? Was that even if someone were to react to base Dyspo's level of speed, which translates into his attack potency, the problem is in light speed mode, he's too fast. He's just fast as fuck. That's also what it comes down to. There's no direct way. Like we keep saying, he's damaging these characters, he's damaging that characters. That should never happen, right? You want to talk about damage? We're comparison, and when we use the comparison of Goku damaging Merge Zamasu, that's damage. When we use the comparison of Vegeta damaging Goku Black, that's damage. When we use the comparison of Dyspo fighting Gohan and Golden Frieza, that's not damaging. That's just him pushing him back, and as you state, is dancing around. So yeah, Dyspo's attack, or at least his level of speed, kind of translates to his attack potency for the most part. But outside of that, he's trash. It still doesn't negate the fact that that's how you're saying he would beat Goku Black, right? Ultimately, in the end. And what I'm saying is that it just is basically deprived off of growth. So that's what it comes down to.
So you're literally telling me that Dyspo never damaged any. Well, I'm not gonna say that.
Never said never. Yeah.
But yeah, I was about to pull that, but you know, I stopped myself.
Yeah.
But what I'm about to say is, you're basically saying that this comes down to the fact that Dyspo's like billions of times faster than Black, and that basically Dyspo's attack potency would correlate to his speed, which would allow him to basically beat the shit out of Black, regardless.
Well, for the most part, that's indicated by base Frieza.
Yeah, so
like that's shown with base Frieza, right?
Yeah. So, anyways, what I was gonna segue into basically now, it's just not basically reiterating what I already said, but just saying that
there's two major points. Then it's either the hit fight, which I think is a weaker argument, and the best argument is that the show dictates that Dyspo's speed translates to his levels of attack potency for the most part. That's the best argument, because that entire episode about Dyspo, Ultimate Gohan and Frieza, all they do is reference his speed. That's it. They just say he's faster than he was before. Never got stronger, never did anything. So yeah, by that notion, we have to say, yeah, okay, his level of speed is what makes him strong. Outside of that, he gets fucked up.
Okay, and his level of speed being that much greater than Black's is what would fucking blow.
That's what I'm saying.
So then he wins.
I'm arguing growth over speed, so it's, I don't know. You're saying he can kill Goku Black?
Speed, but you can't even. All right, so quantify the growth rate. What is
it? Of what?
Of Black.
I already told you. I already spoke about that. Base Black fought Super Saiyan 2 Goku. He wasn't at full power. Obviously, Goku wasn't at full power either. Right? He took basic hits, went back into his timeline, got Super Saiyan Rose right after that. Not much time passed by after that. It was as simple as that. And then literally while each and every single time you fought Trunks, he got stronger. Seconds into fighting Goku, he's getting stronger. Right? Just basically getting his ass whipped. He's admitting this pain will get me stronger. I'm eating chicken over rice. I'm about to choke on this shit because like I have a whole spoonful in my mouth. Then you have Base Black acknowledges that the more pain he gets, the stronger that he gets. I'm arguing like Goku Black would beat Dyspo based on growth. But I don't think Dyspo can kill Goku Black. Because it's like if Goku Black can grow that fast, dude. And then what I said was I compared him to Hit, and then I said, I'm not gonna argue. I don't know if Goku Black's level of growth is equal to Hit. For example, like how Caulifla went from her level to fighting Goku, and then she got to that level like literally in seconds because every episode of Tournament of Power is a minute long, right? And then you have that. So I don't know how we would be able to compare the two, because the show does it differently. Like Hit improves, he boosts his stats accordingly, right, based on adaptation or improvement. Goku Black just gets stronger, and if he gets stronger, he gets faster. It's simple as that. Power increase equals a speed increase as well, multiplicatively, and exponentially as well.
Yeah,
he already admits. Goku. Yeah, he already admits.
He doesn't go to blue level during that fight.
Never intended to. Never intended to.
Yeah, but he did after when he fought Vegeta.
That's the point. Despite knowing that, like I said, like you agreed to, despite knowing how strong Goku was theoretically, right? Literally says there's no need to rush things. Right?
There's no
And
need
if
to rush.
that's what he
But
says.
still,
After
he
his,
said this-
Goku asked him if he's not going to go full, he said there's no need to rush things. So even then, Goku Black wasn't at full power, and he was still willingly taking an ass whip from someone exponentially stronger than him. Like you agreed to. Same thing comes down. That's the same thing when it comes down to Super Saiyan Rose versus Dyspo.
Okay, so I don't know why you brought up that point at all. Because
I asked you, dude.
Nah, because the base Black wasn't at full power, obviously.
He wasn't.
Like what you just said.
He wasn't.
Then that literally takes away from the Zenkai, and that takes away from the fact that
No, it doesn't, because it doesn't. The show dictates otherwise. It doesn't. He wasn't at full power. He admits to it.
Okay, if he wasn't at full power, then what does that tell you? What is the point?
Listen to what I said. That's why I asked you, do you think Goku Black was aware how strong Goku was? You said, yeah, let's just say I agree. So that's okay, fine. That means he went into a fight against someone exponentially stronger than he is and still got his ass whooped and got stronger throughout that fight continuously, despite not taking massive amounts of damage. He goes back wounded when he takes that kick, and then it sends it back into the warp hole, right? After that, he heals up, he gets Super Saiyan Rose, essentially. And then his base at that point is able to basically fight Dyspo. Do you remember how long it was before the first time they fought each other? I'm saying, well, the point is that Goku Black can still grow throughout the same way Caulifla did, fighting someone exponentially stronger than she is. So if you're trying to imply that no, he can't get Zenkais unless he's getting his ass whooped like severely, that's wrong, because Caulifla is also an indication of other that contradicts that statement as well. Caulifla was fighting someone significantly weaker than her, that being Goku, and he still went easy on her, and she still caught up to him within seconds. So yes, I am trying to imply that Goku Black can grow within seconds, and if he can survive in just mere seconds versus Dyspo, he can definitely grow to that level of power easily. That's why I asked you that. That's why it's a major point.
Okay, the problem with what you just said is, one, I never insinuated the fact that Black couldn't just get stronger while he's getting his ass beat.
Never said you did. Never said you did.
You just said, I'm implying the fact that I said that that Black couldn't get stronger unless he was getting his ass whooped severely.
You said he got healed. He said he got healed, and that's how his Zenkais came through. I'm saying that the showcases otherwise. Then you said that he wasn't at full power.
I already agreed to the fact that Goku gets stronger, or that Black obviously gets stronger while he's fighting, because that's clearly stated multiple times. They even stated that this infinite rising power is the whole key to our plan, or the Zero Mortal plan, because Goku can grow forever and ever and ever during combat. We already
Saiyans have no limits. Yeah, we don't.
Caulifla being an example is irrelevant because
Caulifla, not Kefla, Caulifla.
Okay, Caulifla is still irrelevant because we already know that she has more F cells than Goku ever has. F cells determined by S cells and potential. We know that U6 Saiyans have more potential and are better suited for getting stronger as they're fighting the U7 Saiyans have. That's already been established. So that's a false equivalence as well. And we know that Black, yes, he can get stronger as he's fighting. But once again, you still can't quantify the level of growth that he actually goes through. And the whole reason why I brought up the healing part was that even if he was severely underpowered or severely holding back, you couldn't tell me what level of power Black truly was, because the only gauge we have is Trunks saying that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is only slightly weaker. If Super Saiyan 3 Goku is only slightly weaker than base Black, base Black suppressed himself to Super Saiyan 2 levels in order to get a Zenkai boost, and that still shows that Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or a Super Saiyan 3 Goku level character, had to get a Zenkai in order to get up to blue levels.
So hold on right there. Hold on right there. I don't have to prove anything. That's why I asked you the question.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's irrelevant to your point, because
you saying it's
Black had to get his Zenkai. He didn't just blatantly get stronger while he's fighting to the point where he got to blue levels just by fighting with Super Saiyan 2 Goku.
My dude, while he was fighting Goku,
that's why he said this damage is what will allow me to get to this level. This pain.
Listen, yeah, and that's at the end. Before he gets, right? That's at the end of that fight. This pain will allow him to get stronger, right? Throughout the course of the fight, it's constantly noticed that he keeps growing.
Yeah, he keeps growing to what rate?
That's irrelevant.
It is relevant.
That point is irrelevant only because I already asked you whether or not you think that Goku Black was aware of how much stronger Goku was compared to him.
And
that's the point.
Let's say,
and you said, yeah, and that's the big difference. So he fought someone exponentially stronger than he is by default in his base to abuse the Zenkai hacks, the growth mid-battle that Saiyans receive, And then saying Caulifla's S cells, because Universe 6 has more S cells, is also relevant because Goku was going easy on Caulifla and training her, and she got stronger exponentially within seconds. Her growth rate was within seconds. So even if you want to dictate that, yeah, it's because she has more S cells, that's Goku didn't even have to go all out versus her for her to match him like head on, because she admits, is this the power of her Super Saiyan 2 even after she fought Goku? And then eventually within seconds she grows. Exactly, and he still grew. That's the point. So if he fought, my point is, if Goku Black went into a fight fighting someone who you agree to is exponentially stronger than him, and in this case, Dyspo being exponentially faster than him would translate to his attack points being exponentially stronger by your notion, right? Which means that Goku Black not seeing attacks and all this other bullshit is also irrelevant because he would be able to growth and adapt to it anyway. That's what I'm arguing.
Okay, first of all, you saying that Black fought Goku, who is exponentially stronger than him, is completely irrelevant. Or not completely irrelevant, but completely false. In the fact that Super Saiyan 2 Goku...
You agreed to it, dude. That's the point, Sin. You agreed already. Yes, you just said, let's say I agreed to it, dude. So that's it then.
Guess what? Even me agreeing to it doesn't prove anything. Sigh all you want.
Yes, it does.
Guess what? Base Black was relative to Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Super Saiyan 2 Goku wasn't exponentially stronger than him like you're trying to imply.
No, I never said that. I said he was weaker. Ask anybody in this chat. I said Goku Black went into a fight knowing he's weaker. You agreed Goku was exponentially stronger.
Super Saiyan 2 Goku was exponentially stronger than him.
And now you're saying that I said Black was stronger. I never said Black was stronger. I said he's weaker.
I said you said Super Saiyan 2 Goku was stronger. You said Super Saiyan 2 Goku was exponentially stronger.
I got you to agree on it. That's the point. That's the major point. Dude, everybody's in here listening.
Bro. No, you know what I you know what I agreed to?
Come on, Sam.
I agreed to what you said. Yeah, what you said of Goku, of Black, you know, going to a fight, right? Thinking, or not knowing Goku's level of power, right? That's what you said.
No, that's not what I said. I said, I asked you if do you think Goku Black was aware of how strong Goku was? You said, yeah, let's say I agree with you. That's it. That's all I need after that point, dude.
Okay, aware of how strong Goku was.
Yes.
Okay, what significance does that hold?
It shows that Goku Black can go into a fight not at full power in his weakest state and still benefit from growing massively within seconds. And then I made the reference to Caulifla. You tried to bring in the S cells argument.
Okay, so show the massively part of this.
What massive part of what?
You're saying that
it showed throughout his fight. It showed throughout his fight. Listen, it showed throughout their fight that his ki was beginning to grow. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, his ki was rising.
Rising in terms of in terms of growth. It's as simple as that.
So quantify the growth.
Dude, if he's fighting, I don't have to quantify anything, dude. I already got you to Goku was stronger. What's the
saying to Goku was exponentially stronger? You just said you literally just said the fact.
So who did Black fight? Who did Black fight?
He fought Goku.
Super Saiyan 2 Goku. And I asked you, do you think Goku Black knew how strong Super Saiyan 2 Goku, not Super Saiyan 2 Goku was? I asked you, do you think Goku Black knew how strong Goku was? You say, yeah, let's say I agree. Why would I talk about Super Saiyan Blue Goku if he never fought Super Saiyan Blue Goku until later on?
I didn't say Super Saiyan Blue. I said Super Saiyan 2.
You didn't have to. You didn't have to. You said, let's say I agree with you.
Bro, I said Super Saiyan 2. That's one.
Dude, you didn't have to. You don't have to say it. He fought. That's of course, dude. Even if you said Super Saiyan 2, you wouldn't have to because he fought Goku already.
Dude, even if Ace Black suppressed himself to basically a level lower than Super Saiyan 2 Goku in order to get the benefits of fighting him, in order to overall increase his power to the point where he's able to rival Super Saiyan Blue at full power later on, that still doesn't do anything for your argument. Because literally Base Black was suppressed, right? We both agreed to that. You already said that. Base Black suppressed while fighting Goku, gets the pain, and that pain is what pushed him over the edge because he can abuse Zenkais, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Legit. All you're arguing right now is basically that Base Black would abuse Zenkais because Dyspo would be beating his ass over and over again. Okay, what would that do for him? If you can't quantify the growth rate, then you can't quantify how fast Black would adapt to get to Dyspo's level before he's dead.
You're asking me to quantify something that you don't know the growth rate for either. It's not a matter. It's not a matter.
That's not my job.
Dude, exactly. Neither is it mine. Neither is it. No, it's not. The quantifying. The quantifiable.
Because you're the one pressing the point.
No, because the quantifiable number is not a matter. It's not a factor here. If they're growing within seconds into a fight, despite them getting their ass whooped, despite them being suppressed, or just despite them just generally just being weaker than the person they're fighting, they willfully go into that fight knowing they're going to get stronger according to the person they're fighting by default. And if they get stronger, they get faster. And that's what Goku Black does.
Oh, guess what? By the way, you saying that they grow in seconds, right? Okay, one, how far do they grow in seconds? That's the first question.
To match their opponent.
If you can't prove how far they grow, then growth rate doesn't matter.
To match their opponent. I said that. To match or not surpass, if not surpass. And in case of the Saiyans, let's just say in case of the Saiyans, if plot doesn't dictate a transformation, they just get stronger.
So you're literally saying that base Black in seconds would adapt and get to Dyspo level.
I never said base Black. I said we're arguing Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. Hold the phone here. Okay. The only comparison I made for base Black was versus Goku. Yeah.
Black in general. Yeah. He would adapt in seconds.
The show dictates that.
Get to Dyspo level.
The show dictates that.
What was this adaptation against Vegeta?
That what? They fused afterwards. They fused afterwards. Zamasu told him they need to fuse because he got sealed. Has nothing to do with Goku Black. Because Goku Black was holding both of them back with his clones. No, it doesn't. He was holding both of them back with his clones. Zamasu comes and says we need to fuse. Zamasu comes and says we need to fuse. That nothing to do with Goku Black.
We already broke this down a long time ago. You said he gained another new power, not an actual boost.
I never talked about his new power, first of all. I never even once insinuated that. I'm writing down like what I'm saying. I'm marking down what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, you're marking down what you're saying. Guess what? Rose Black, when he fought Vegeta, he was at the mercy of Vegeta. He didn't just adapt in seconds to automatically surpass Vegeta by default. The only thing he did was get angry and then pull out the scythe and then create the clones.
And his clones were unintentionally created the clones. He unintentionally created the clones, and they were enough to hold both Goku and Vegeta back. The same Goku that you're ranking to MZ level anyway. So I'm not. Okay, I mean, I didn't even have to bring that point up. It's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but the only reason why I'm bringing it up now is to insinuate the fact that Black, his rate of growth didn't help him there. He didn't just adapt to Vegeta's level. He got his ass beat. And then he got angry and salty about it and unintentionally created the clones. You're going to say the clones were holding Goku and Vegeta at bay? Guess what? Strength in numbers. Goku and Vegeta were basically one-shotting all of those ghosts.
Wasn't your previous point about Dyspo just being too fast to body the clones? Now we're talking about strength in numbers. How is that relevant?
How is that relevant? Because
you're basically numbers relevant. I never argued strength in numbers.
But you just said Black was able to hold back Goku and Vegeta with his clones.
Because you brought up the point of Goku Black getting his ass whipped by Vegeta, right? And then I said, hold on, hold the phone there. Because then you talk about the fusion. And I said, hold the phone there. They fused only because Zamasu told them to. Had nothing to do with Goku Black at that point. He was doing fine on his own at that point in time.
About in that fight. In seconds, Kefla, on the other hand,
he was fighting Goku. Big difference between Kefla. That's my point. I don't know if you're talking about Kefla. I mean, if you want to bring a point about Kefla, go ahead.
Well, even with Caulifla, there's a big difference. When she was fighting Super Saiyan, when she was fighting base Goku, she was clearly not really getting the upper hand. She was losing at first. Then she adapted, and then she forced Goku to go Super Saiyan 2 right off the bat in seconds. Then Super Saiyan 2 gets the upper hand, and Caulifla starts adapting again, adapting to Goku's fighting, basically starts catching him off guard, and then they both keep rising in power. Whenever Goku recovers his stamina, gains a power boost, Caulifla is right there to match him. Guess what? That doesn't happen with Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta versus Black. Black didn't just adapt to that level in such a fast rate that Caulifla or Kefla showcased. Meaning that Black's growth rate is inferior to theirs, meaning that that's a false equivalence altogether.
Anything else?
Anything else? Okay, yeah, well, yeah, let's bring up anything else. Let's use that growth rate or whatever of, Kefla, basically going from like Super Saiyan Blue level to like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times whatever level to like Spirit Bomb level in like a few seconds, right? Even applying that to Black, that still doesn't insinuate that level of power or that level of growth would allow him to cover the gap in speed that Dyspo would have over. Because think about it, base Dyspo alone would already be way faster than Black as the Super Saiyan Rose. And then we know that the light speed mode is comparable to the Golden Frieza multiplier, because you already said that increasing your power also increases your speed multiplicatively or exponentially.
But increasing speed doesn't increase power. Increasing speed doesn't increase power.
Okay, but that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying his speed increased to the point where while base Frieza was able to keep up with him, Golden Frieza could not. Golden Frieza was getting danced on, and freaking there was like 3 dispos to 1 Golden Frieza. Golden Frieza couldn't even keep up once.
I acknowledge that. I said I already talked about that, and I said at this. No, now I'm going to say at this point we're going in circles because what I'm arguing is Goku Black's his growth factor, his ability to be able to adapt to the fight. Simple as that.
Dispo's attack potency would be great enough to damage Black by default. And then on top of that, Dyspo, through simple scaling, is billions to trillions to whatever times faster than Black would ever hold to be. And that was concrete scaling that Image already agreed to, because he already just basically said that my entire argument is that Dyspo is way, 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 way faster than Black. And the only thing he's now trying to do is say that base Black with unquantifiable growth rate, because something that he can't quantify.
Never said base Black.
Is what we're not base Black, but that Black in general, Rose Black, with a multiplier, or not a multiplier, but with a growth rate that he himself can't quantify, is going to allow him to seamlessly catch up to Dyspo in second. When even looking at a better example with Kefla, her growth rate wasn't even that ridiculous. Meaning that Dyspo put his ass in the dirt.
Is that it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm done. I have nothing else to say.
Okay, so basically, like I said 30 times before, Sin saying my point is irrelevant because of X and X, and then repeating the same thing he said prior to that recount doesn't make my point irrelevant. That's 1. 2, he once again brought up hit. I already addressed that. 3, he's trying to say that Kefla, his growth rate wasn't that impressive. I mean, she literally grew just by transforming. Right, and then fighting you like Goku, she just ends up powering up to match his earlier level just by being incited to, with an incitement. And then he brings up the whole Caulifla statement. He talked about Caulifla in his previous statement. Once again, forgets to realize that Goku was legitimately training Caulifla, and just by simple training or fighting against Goku, she was incited to grow within second. I think that's a pretty impressive feat that the Saiyans can possess, that Goku has been shown to do, that Vegeta has been shown to do, and that someone who possesses Goku's body has been shown to do. Now, once again, I'll even counter my own point for the sake of argument. Vegeta already addresses this notion of growth rate. See, this would have been a good point if Sin said. Vegeta already addressed the notion of point of growth rate, at least by assumption, which I would have agreed to if he brought this point up, was that he says only a numbskull like him could fully maximize and utilize the Saiyan cells within that body. That would have been his best argument. I'm actually surprised he didn't bring it up. He never did. That would have been a one-shot right there. Never brought it up, but I'll bring it up anyway just for the sake of discussion. Right, just to show you that, like I said before, I'm not dancing in circles. I'm not reiterating my points. Then he tried to say that I said something that I never said, as far as like I tried to argue base Black this entire time when I've been arguing Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. The only reason I ever brought up base Black was because it was to show that the show dictates that Goku Black in his weakest state is still able to grow within that short skirmish that he had was against Super Saiyan 2 Goku that who he fought. That Sin already agreed that Goku Black was aware how much stronger Goku was than he was, and still significantly weaker, did not get put down indefinitely. He got sent back to his timeline. Sin already addressed the point of him healing, and then he got Super Saiyan Rose. My point was to show that throughout that fight, they made the state multiple times that his ki is beginning to rise as a result of fighting Goku, as a result of fighting in general. That's what the Saiyans do, the same way Caulifla did. That was the comparison I made. Sin goes up to bring the S-Cells argument. I already addressed that because, like I said, that's I already addressed that. So I don't need to keep repeating myself. So like I said, saying that my points are irrelevant, and then when I already got him to agree that Goku Black was aware how much stronger Goku was, and that he tried to say, well, Goku wasn't at full power. So that's not the point, because my point was you already agreed that Goku was stronger than he was. Goku Black was already aware of how much stronger Goku was compared to him. I don't really need to quantify anything at that point because the show does it for us with both Goku Black and with Caulifla. Simple as that. Same thing with Vegeta, same thing with Goku, and same thing, so on and so forth. Now he brings up the Vegeta, and this is going to be my final statement. He brings up the Vegeta statement that Goku Black was not able to, quote unquote, get a Zenkai fighting Vegeta Black. Where was that statement? Where was that power growth? Then he said that I brought up that he gained a new power. I never even mentioned that. All I said was that he unintentionally had the clones come out, and the clones themselves were able to hold back both Goku and Vegeta, who he wanked Goku to MZ levels prior. But when I addressed that, he brought back this statement. Then he started talking about Vegeta because that was a scapegoat. And then, ironically enough, those clones were able to hold back Vegeta. Now, if these clones were if Goku Black never got a Zenkai, forget that I gained a new power state, because I agree that Goku Black gained a new power, right? What shows that he got stronger in that instance is the fact that clones with 0 durability factor whatsoever were able to hold back both a Goku who he wanked to MZ levels and a Vegeta who he said was smashing on Goku Black just seconds before that. So if the clones with the 0 durability factor, then he brings up the notion of strength in numbers. Nah, I'm not misconstruing, dude. Then I said, so the idea of clones with a 0 durability factor, then he brings up this whole notion of strength in numbers, is also relevant, simply because he already admitted that Dyspo is fast enough to deal with the clones, right? So they have 0. So it's like he's arguing in two different stances right now, which from a debating standpoint is retarded. So like I said, that indicates that the clones themselves, clones with 0 durability factors, strength in numbers is irrelevant. The course of history throughout the Dragon Ball franchise showcases that strength in numbers is irrelevant, unless those numbers are powerful themselves. Simple as that. So if Goku Black's clones are able to hold fucking Goku and Vegeta, who, like I said, who he wanked to MZ levels, and who he said was smashing on Goku Black and then claimed Goku Black never got stronger, clearly indicates that Goku Black himself got stronger within seconds after receiving an ass whooping. So that's what it comes down to as far as Dyspo. Like I said, I agree. Dyspo's too fast. But ultimately, the growth rate of Goku Black is just way too fucking retarded to ignore, as is with someone like Caulifla. And then he brings up Kefla. I never mentioned Kefla, but I think he gets confused between the two. Kefla is just ridiculous. I didn't have to bring her up. I brought up Caulifla for a reason. Because Caulifla was the weaker of the two Saiyans that fought Goku, who he was training against. Simple as that. Training. He said, I'm fighting to recover. He brings up base Goku fighting against Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla. It's already indicated that Goku outclasses her in terms of his skill set by default anyway. Because then later on, when he powers up, he bodies Caulifla, and Caulifla adapts to that level of power in seconds. I already explained why I compared the two. But ultimately, yeah, that's the wrap up my discussion.